So,
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour for Sunday, February 17th, 2019, folks. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Please give us a subscribe and then maybe ring the bell. That way you get alerted. We're heavily shadow banned. We don't get promoted, or videos aren't recommended to other YouTubers, people on YouTube, because of the shadow banning. So you guys sharing helps. Giving it a thumbs up after the video or during the video, whatever, lets them know that you're not just bots here designed to kind of give a view. We get emails and warnings about that all the time, and it's never proven. The views are delayed because they claim they're looking at them to make sure they're official, and they always are. A couple months back during the Christmas, December time, we had an alert at the whole top of the channel, and most people did as well, saying in the next few days you might see a purge of your subscriptions because they're not real. We're verifying, and it never went down. It just kept going up. So we appreciate it. You guys are real, and your voices are heard. All right, so let's jump in here without any further ado. We got some new Q post, a couple different interesting things. Definitely some new Q posts we're going to jump in. And then also I wanted to go over this a little bit. This is an article from back on June 10th of 13 inside the Q group. So the top secret Q group has been chasing Edward Snowden since he disappeared in May. Eli Lake on the intel community's internal police, and why the agency is in complete freakout mode. So even before last week's, again, this is 6 years old, folks. Even before last week's revelations, the Guardian newspaper that the National Security Agency, NSA, was collecting call records from telecommunications companies and had the ability to mine user data from major U.S. internet companies. The NSA was already on the trail of the leaker, according to the two former U.S. intelligence officers with close ties to the agency. This article goes into some... Right here, the Q group is continuing to track Snowden now that he's ousted himself as a Guardian source. According to the intelligence officers, Snowden began final preparations for his departure 3 weeks ago. The Guardian reports, copying the final documents he intended to share, telling his supervisor that he would need time off for medical treatment, and his girlfriend simply that he would be away. That is not uncommon occurrence for someone who has spent the last decade working in the intelligence world. So we know the Q team is composed of, what we've been told is patriots over at the NSA, possibly for some other intelligence agencies. But again, this is an article from 6 years ago talking about a Q group. Is it letting us know that this has been around a while? These patriots came out. They couldn't really start the dissemination process of the Q until everything was in order, which was Trump getting in, another patriot. So we're going to look into that a little more. We'll bring you more on it. I just wanted to let you know. I'll leave the link down below. You guys can check this article out, read it. It won't do you no harm. So again, inside the Q group. All right. And that surfaced on like the 8chans over the weekend here. All right. Yesterday, I think, or maybe Friday. It was yesterday. All right, so we're going to jump in here to the new Q drops, 2754. This came at 128 this afternoon, just a little bit ago. Get this a little bigger. We'll go over these. Make sure I'm on the right one here. Okay. Skipped one. All right, 2753 is the last one. Brings us here to 2754, 128. We got a legend here, some brown. The brown representing states offering driving privileges to unauthorized immigrants. States offering no driving privileges to unauthorized immigrants. So you can see how it's starting. We got California, Washington State, skipping over Oregon, Illinois. A lot of these states here where you would think the illegal immigration is pretty at its peak. We know this area here. It's unbelievable that we have, what is this, Arizona? that doesn't allow it. They're really strict still. Texas is standing up. They're one of the biggest bordering, right? And they're not putting up with it. All right, I'm probably misconstrued here on everything. I know it's Vegas, Colorado, Arizona in there. So you guys let me know down below. All right, so Tony Hawk. What is this? I think it's T Hawk is what it said. New Q mega memes. Ooh, we got some new drops of the mega memes. Countries requiring ID to vote. Here's all the countries allowing, and just not us. All right, down at the very bottom right hand corner here, folks. You can see everything else. Pause this here if you need, if you want to get a good look. Full or partial democratic countries that require ID to register to vote or cast ballot on election day. It's very simple. Without the illegal vote, D's lose. Previous illegal immigration, high pop versus D win by country provided. Example 2. Why do D's push for illegals to obtain a driver's license? Does having a driver's license make it easier to vote? We think it does. NCSL, National Conference of State Legislation. States offering driver's licenses to immigrants back from 11/30/16. States issue driver's license under the constitutional authority of the 10th Amendment. Congress enacted Real ID in 2005, creating standards for state-issued driver's license, including evidence of lawful status, effective January 22nd of 2018. Driver's license issued by states that are not compliant with Real ID or haven't been granted on an extension can't be used to fly in the United States. This brief summarizes state legislation authorizing driver's licenses or authorization cards for unauthorized immigrants, not to be used for federal identification purposes, and examples of limits of exceptions for legal immigrants licensing. 12 states and the District of Columbia enacted laws to allow unauthorized immigrants to obtain a driver's license. These states, California, Colorado, so it's Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, Vermont, Washington, issue a license if applicant provides certain documentation, such as a foreign birth certificate, a foreign passport, a consular card, and evidence of current residency in the state. Oregon enacted S-833 that provided driver's licenses for unauthorized immigrants in 2013, but the following year, voters approved ballot measure 88 that suspended the law 67 to 33%. So there you go. I didn't even recognize the little brown speck here up here. It's DC. They've done it. So there you go. What states provide driver's license to illegals? What checks are in place within each of the driver's license granted states to prevent 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X voting? Compare versus 2016 presidential election results. What do you notice? Do you believe in coincidences? Memes are important. Facts matter. I just saw the T-Hawk, so I'm like, Tony Hawk, because I read a story earlier, nothing to do with anything, but somebody was on a plane. I don't know if it was one of the people that worked on the plane, one of the, people that walk up and down the aisles, and something about the overhead, and there was a skateboard, and then they were like, sorry, blah, 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 you can't have it, and they looked down, it was Tony Hawk, so that was in my head. And, of course, read lots of things, so of course. All right, let's get back to this. So we just read 2754. Now we're going to get into 2755. I got a repost of the legend and the map. And then everything we just read with a new map here. Comparing. There you go. Kind of look at this map compared to this one. You can see it matches up. Almost, not 100%, but or does it? Every one that has the coloring, except for this one, Utah. There you go. So Arizona. And then New Mexico went. Arizona, they're kind of like Texas in a way. So standing up for what's right and not what's wrong, or pushing the wrong matter. All right, so we got that map. Now we're coming up here to 2756. We got a repost of from an anonymous. This is an old Q post. Why do the D's want to control the black pop? Why do they intentionally keep poor and in need? Why do the D's project racism on a daily basis against the Republicans? Trying to win a battle there, folks. Why do the black elected officials do the crazy talk on behalf of the D's? How do the D's cover the historical facts of forming of the Confederacy, KKK, and oppose all things pro-black regarding legislation? What happens if the D's lose the slave grip on the black pop? Why do D's, through the funding of the CIA, prop up and install Hollywood and media assets? Does this fall within the Operation Mockingbird? Yes. What were the historical advantages D's gained by MSN and the famous people peddling narrative, who exposed the pedo network within Hollywood? You can't answer the above, but we'll laugh once disclose details. But we'll laugh once the disclosure of the details come out. The network which controls this false narrative, which in turn keeps the black pop under control, is being dismantled. False local and national black leaders will be exposed next as shills for the D Party. Follow the money. Maxine Waters has $4 million home and cash assets in the excess of $6 million. How is that possible? One example. All of these questions help paint the full picture. Black pop waking up. Talking about the black population. 2756. 2757. Got the repost of that, what we just read. Date posted early, October 31 of 17. Prior to the black pop awakening, why did we emphasize as important? When you were awake, we can clearly see. Well, that's important because it keeps driving a narrative that they're trying to paint, which isn't any remote of any truth, as we're seeing. All right, 2758. This came at 1:38 just a little bit ago, February 17th, 2019. 28. Eight's in there, 28. Q post Delta 0 minutes. Trump tweets are just after Q post. 00 minutes Delta. How many coincidences? Yet another blatant Q proof. 00 Delta. Trump team is with us today, friends. We love our memes, don't we, folks? Q plus. Another Q plus. The Donald J. Trump. It's kind of like everything. 2759. $129. 20 Delta, guys. 2 Q plus. So we're seeing here what Donald Trump, he must have tweeted a little excerpt from his Friday's, 52 seconds of his Friday's announcement of national emergency, and it just so happened to be at the same time that we got some of these Q drops. Just another coincidence, folks. Just brush it off. 2760 came at 149. We got a repost of the two that we got. You are now the news. You are the news now. I always say you are now the news. It's you are the news now. And this is already broke down. 2761 at 147. We got the map. We got the delta, the clock showing, and then how Trump tweeted at February 17th, 2019 at 1:29 p.m. And then these here came at same exact time. Well, that's 1:29. This other one. don't show us, but will it happen again? And that one was the other day on the 10th of February. 0 Delta from today and the last 0 Delta. 16 total now. Thank you, Patriot. Whew. So we're getting lots of drops that are equaling up with the president's tweets. All right, we're talking at the same time. 2764. Looks like we still got another couple that just popped up. Let's see here. There was the last one, 2761. 2762. This came at 159. It's like 240. So these are just didn't load. Think about what separated both maps, 2 posts, instead of placing both in the original. At what point is it mathematically impossible? Think about this separated. Why he separated both maps, 2 posts. Good stuff. Q puts on 2763. $27.64. There we go. What I was trying to show you can be shown here. Rock and GIF overlay. Did a little GIF to show the 2 maps. Blend in a little bit. Great work, Patriot. Slowing will further highlight. We could take that. Save picture. Retry 2764. All right, still got it. All right, so now we are all caught up. We're at the 17-minute mark. I'm going to shut this one down. God bless, Godspeed, each and every one of you worldwide. We'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update video. Have a great afternoon.